Good day, class. I am Kyla and Alfonso together with my groupmates from BTV TED FSM 1A. So for today's lesson, we will be talking about your goals in life. So we have different goals, we have a lot of dreams that we want to achieve, but how will make it happen? Who taught us to dream? How did our society affect us as we pursue our goals in life? No? Pag sinabing goal, no, ito yung dream that we want to achieve. As a human, we have different types of goal. Maybe someone want to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a teacher. Everyone have a goal in life. We have two classification of goals, the short-term goals and the long-term goals. Pag sinabing short-term goals, no, ito yung dreams or goals na kaya natin siyang ma-achieve within a short period of time. Example ng short-term goals, no, if I want a new iPhone, no, kaya ko siyang bilhin, no, kaya kong mag-set ng goal within a week or a year, no. Ganun lang siya kabilis. While the long-term goal naman, no, if I want to be a teacher, mag-aaral muna ako ng 4 years, no. Ganun siya katagal bago ko makuha no, or makamit yung dream na yon. So, our lesson 13 entitled Do Not Just Dream, Make It Happen. For the objectives of this lesson, the student should be able to identify the types of motivation, recognize the importance of goal setting and Bandura's self-efficacy theory, differentiate a fixed and a growth mindset by Dweck, and apply the ways on how to achieve goals. We have a quote here, no? By taking the time to stop and appreciate who you are and what you've achieved and perhaps learn through a few mistakes and stumbles and losses, you actually can enhance no, everything about you. Self-acknowledgement and appreciation are what give you the insights and awareness to move forward toward higher goals and accomplishments. This quote no, can be reflected in the motivation and goal theories of the following psychologists. Our first psychologist is Albert E. Bandura, born on December 4, 1925. Bandura is the youngest no, among the 6 children and only son. Also, when he went to University of British Columbia, he learned a lot in values and importance of self-direction. He also graduated with Bulacan Award in Psychology. Then, these are the creation and awards of Bandura. He introduced no, the self-efficacy toward a unifying theory of behavioral change, and it was published on 1977. He is perhaps most famous for his Bobo doll experiment on 1950. And he was widely published works and received various honorary degrees and awards, like the National Medal of Science by President Obama. We have the Bobo doll experiment of Bandura. No? Bandura used his or her children to do his experiment. Pinapanood niya ang ibang bata ng violent behavior while the others is non-violent behavior. And after nila manood, iniwan ni Bandura ang mga bata sa isang silid together with the Bobo dolls. And after that, no, ang ginawa ng ibang bata sa isang doll is naging brutal, they violence the doll. While the others naman is hindi sila naging brutal sa doll. And after that experiment, Bandura proved that social modeling is a very effective way of learning. That's why no, he came up with this social learning theory. Pag sinabing social learning theory, it is focus on what people learn from observing and interacting with other people. It means hindi lang tayo nagpo-focus sa nakikita natin or na-observe sa society because we are an active participant in the environment. We have 4 phases of social learning theory. Okay, let's have a situation so that you can understand it easily. Halimbawa, no, isang araw si Andrea ay naglalakad at nakakita ng babae na ang ganda kung manamit, her passion and her posture. Kaya nakuha ng babae ang atensyon ni Andrea. And that is our first phase. We have the attention. Nung umuwi naman si Andrea, no, naalala niya bigla ang pananamit at postura ng babae. And that is our retention. So, nakadalawa na tayo. Then, ginaya naman ni Andrea ang pananamit at postura ng babae. And that is what we call the motor reproduction phase. Nagkaroon ng practice or feedback. After After nun, nakita si Andrea ng mga kaibigan niya. They praise her because of her new passion on clothes, and that is motivation. So, yun ang ibig sabihin ng social learning theory ni Albert Bandura, na ang tao ay natututo sa nakikita niya o na-observe sa society. We have also the self-efficacy theory of Bandura. When we say self-efficacy theory, it is about the people's belief about their capabilities to produce designated levels of performance that exercise influence over events that affects their lives. Ito yung paniniwala ng tao sa kanilang mga kakayahan. First, we have the outcome expectancy. A person's estimate that a given behavior will lead to certain outcomes. Ito yung expectation or estimate ng isang tao na yung ginawa niyang behavior will lead to certain outcomes. Halimbawa, ikaw ay nag-review dahil may exam kayo. So, you expect na mataas ang makukuha mong score kasi nag-review ka. So, that is outcome expectancy. Second is efficacy expectation. The conviction that one can successfully execute the behavior required to produce the outcomes. Ito yung alam mo na kaya mong gawin yung isang bagay.
Bandura defines self-efficacy as people beliefs about their capabilities to produce designated levels of performance that exercise influence over events that affect their lives. People with high assurance in their capabilities.
1. Approach difficult tasks as challenges to be mastered. People with high efficacy approach difficult tasks as challenges to be mastered rather than as threats to be avoided. Such an efficacious outlook fosters interest and deep engrossment activities. They set themselves challenging goals and maintain strong commitment to them. Commitment is one of the key ingredients for goal success. If you're not fully committed to a goal, you won't give it all the effort required to succeed. When you're not fully committed to a goal, you give up too quickly, work with less determination, are more likely to procrastinate, and make more unproductive decisions. Tighten or sustain their efforts in the face of failures or setbacks. Talk about a real failure you've had, starting by describing the situations. Explain what happened clearly and quickly. Take responsibility and don't make excuses for the failure. Show what you learned from the experience. Attribute failure to insufficient effort of deficiency, knowledgeable and skills which are acquirable. They approach threatening situations with assurance that they can exercise control over them. Seems to be the same as attribute failure at insufficient effort or deficient knowledge and skills which are acquirable, that they approach threatening situations with assurance that they can exercise control over them.
In contrast, people who doubt their capabilities. 1. Shy away from tasks they view as personal threats. People who doubt their capabilities never accept responsibilities or tasks because they feel that these are not suited to them and that they are not capable of taking them. 2. Have low aspiration and weak commitment to goals they choose to pursue. These people usually underestimate their capabilities. That's why they set goals that are easily attainable for them. They don't want to challenge themselves. 3. Dwell on personal deficiencies, obstacles they will encounter, and all kinds of adverse outcomes, rather than concentrating on how to perform successfully. They also think and dwell on the things that they are lacking and insufficient. Instead of doing ways to fulfill their deficiencies, they just let it control them. 4. Slacken their effort and give up quickly in the face of difficulties. These people also have low tolerance, especially when they experience hardship and difficulties. They easily quit and stop pursuing their goals or work. are slow to recover their sense of efficacy following failures or setbacks, and when they experience or face failures, it is very hard for them to recover and move on. It takes a lot of time for them to realize what they can do to overcome it. 6. Fall easy victim to stress and depression. These people are also prone to mental health illnesses, such as depression and stress. They usually isolate them to others.
Dr. Vendura described the four main sources of influence by which person's self-efficacy develop and maintain. Number 1. Performance, accomplishment, or mastery experience. The most effective way to create a strong sense of efficacy, success, build a robust belief in one personal efficacy. Failure undermine it, especially if failure occurs before sense of efficacy is firmly established. Inactive mastery experiences, also known as performance accomplishment, are psychological states through which a learner organizes his or her own set of beliefs regarding ability from a variety of sources. Vicarious experience through observance of social models also influence one's perception of self-efficacy. Experience or realize through imaginative or sympathetic participation in the experience of another, serving instead of someone or something else that has been dedicated, performed for suffered by one person as substitute for another or to benefit or advantage of another substitutionary. 3. Physiological, somatic, and emotional state. Stress and tension are interpreted as sign of vulnerability to poor performance. Fatigue, pains, and mood also affect perception of ability. It's not the intensity of the emotional or physical reaction that is important, but rather how it is perceived and interpreted. Somatic and emotional state, the physical and emotional state caused by thinking about undertaking the new behavior. Number 4. Verbal or social persuasion. A way of strengthening people's belief that they have what it takes to succeed. It provides temporary boost of perceived ability. Vendura notes that people with a high sense of self-efficacy may perceive effective or useful as an energizing facilitator of performance, whereas those who are visited by self-doubts regards they are useful as debilitator. What is social persuasion? Persuasion is a form of social influence in which an audience is intentionally encouraged to adopt an idea, attitude, or course of action by symbolic means. What is social persuasion in self-efficacy? Social persuasion. Getting verbal encouragement from others helps people overcome self-doubt and instead focus on giving their best effort to the task in hand.
It is said that most human motivation is cognitively. Self-beliefs of efficacy are a crucial part in human motivation and function in conjunction with component skill and incentive to act. If the component capabilities are missing, expectation alone will not achieve the anticipated performance. Self-efficacy influences what activities a person will participate in, how much effort they will put out, and how long that effort will be sustained. Let's proceed with Carl S. Dweck's mindset theory. Carl S. Dweck, October 17, 1946 up to present, was the only daughter and the middle child of 3. She is a Stanford University professor of psychology and one of the top scholars in the field of motivation. Her study concentrated on why people achieve and how to encourage success. She wrote Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. Her work has appeared in publications such as The New Worker, Time, The New York Times, The Washington Post, and The Boston Globe. Fixed and Growth Mindset Theory. A fixed mindset is the conviction that your intelligence, talents, and other qualities are fixed. You feel that you were born with a set of skills that you cannot alter. If you have a fixed mindset, you are likely to be concerned that you are not intelligent or skilled enough to reach your objectives. You may limit yourself by just doing tasks that you know you can excel at. As a result, they fear failure since it implies limitations or boundaries that they will be unable to transcend. If you have a growth mindset, you feel that you can improve your innate abilities through hard work, dedication, and determination. As a result, the individual is not afraid of failure since it just indicates the need to pay attention, put out effort, devote time to practice, and grasp the new learning opportunity. They believe that by putting in the effort, they will be able to gain the skill or information and subsequently enhance their performance.
According to Dr. Dweck, every human being have different mindset or goal. He believed that the growth of mindset depends on the person if he stick to one goal. Dapat itong i-develop, i-practice, and they have to work for it to become successful. Kagaya ng mga bata, habang maliit sila, dapat nating maitanim sa kanilang isip na we have to work and be develop para hindi nila makasanayan ang mga kaugaling na alala nila hanggang sa paglaki. They must keep in mind every success there is a good mindset and goal.
Edwin A. Locke Goals Setting Theory. Edwin A. Locke is the Dean's Professor at University of Maryland and served as consultant to research films and private businesses. He is internationally known for his research on goal settings. He has published more than 300 chapters, notes, and articles in professional journals on subjects like work motivation, job satisfaction, and incentive. And he is the author or editor of 12 books.
Edwin A. Locke Goal Setting Theory. First studied in the middle of 1960s, in 1996, he published the article Motivation Through Conscious Goal Setting, a 30 years of research findings on the relationship between conscious performance goals and performance on work tasks. The approach of the theory was first described based on Aristotle called as a final causality, action caused by purpose.
Hi, I am Jimson Manlulu and I'm going to discuss the 14 research finding of Dr. Locke. But before that, let's define the characteristics of goals. The goal has consists of an internal and external aspects. The internal is our desired idea that refers to the object, for example, a job, a sale, and a performance level. Ang external naman is often more than one incentive drives you want to accomplish something. For example, you want to learn difficult piano pieces primarily to make your parents proud. And there are two characteristics of goals. The first is the content. Content is the word that have meaning and it is the actual object. For example, I want to graduate with flying colors. And number two is intensity. Goal intensity refers to the determinants and effect of goal commitment on performance as well as the place of a given goal in person's goal hierarchy. Goal content and intensity can be related, for example, study habit, grade, monitoring, and books to read. Isa-isahin po natin sila. Yung pong first is the content. Ang content po dapat ay may meaning and meron po siyang halaga o may kahulugan po siya. Like for example nga po, you want to graduate with flying colors. And yung intensity naman po, ito yung hirap o ito po yung effort na ibibigay mo para ma-achieve po yung content mo. Yung content po, yun po yung mismong goal o yun yung nilalaman ng goal mo. Para po ma-achieve mo yun, kailangan mo po ng intensity, kailangan mo pong i-monitor yung grades mo and yung study habit mo kung yung bang binibigay mong effort ay sapat para ma-achieve yung goal na makagraduate na with flying colors. Here are the 14 research finding of Dr. Locke. First, the more difficult the goal, the greater the achievement. Ibig sabihin, kapag daw ang isang goal ay mahirap makamit, malaking achievement naman kapag ito ay nakamit mo. Halimbawa, gusto mong maging lisensyadong guro o licensed professional teacher balang araw. Ang goal na ito, yes, mahirap siyang makamit dahil kailangan mong gumugol ng panahon at oras para makapag-review upang pumasa sa examination. Ngunit kapag ito naman ay nakamit mo na o naging licensed professional teacher ka na, maraming opportunity ang magbubukas sa'yo na kung saan maaaring makatulong sa pamumuhay mo. Number 2, the more specific or implicit the goal, the more precise the performance you regulated. When your goal is specific, definitely you need to perform well. For example, your goal every quiz is makakuha ng perfect score. Then you need to study hard to achieve that specific goal. So that after the quiz, kahit na hindi mo siya ma-perfect, malaki ang tsansa na mataas ang makuha mong score dahil nag-review ka ng mabuti. Kaya napakahalaga na may specific goal ka dahil malaking epekto ito sa ating mga magiging achievements. Number 3, the goals that are both specific and are difficult lead to the highest performance. Ayan, kapag ang goal mo ay specific and mahirap siyang maabot, ang magiging hakbang nito ay magiging maayos o maganda ang mga performance mo. Gawin nating halimbawa ulit yung sa first and second research finding. Halimbawa, gusto mong maging LPT o yung licensed professional teachers. Yun yung difficult to achieve na goal mo. Tapos yung gusto mong ma-perfect lahat ng magiging quiz nyo, ayun yung specific na goal mo. Now, kailangan mong mag-review para sa magiging result ng exam mo. So that during your examination, masasagutan mo ng maayos ang mga questions sa exam mo. That is your highest performance. Number 4, commit to goals is more crucial when goal is specific and difficult. When your goal are specific and difficult to achieve, importante ang mag-commit. Panindigan mo yung goal na ina-achieve mo dahil sa paglipas ng panahon ay may magandang epekto yan o magbubunga lahat ng hirap mo upang ma-achieve mo yung specific na goal mo. Number 5, high commitment to goals is attained when the individual is convinced that the goal is important and attainable. The following are the factors that convince a person that a goal is important, and these factors similarly influence goal choice. First is laboratory setting. Simply ask for compliance. Number 2 is work setting. The leader can use legitimate authority to get initial commitment. Number 3, continued commitment might require additional incentive. Number 4, financial incentive may facilitate commitment and performance. Number 5, participation by subordinates in setting goals lead to highest commitment. Next is set goal can be highly effective in gaining commitment. And lastly, commitment can be enhanced by effective leadership. Relevant leadership techniques includes providing and communicating inspiring vision, acting as a role model, expecting outstanding performance, promoting employees who embrace the vision and dismissing those who reject it, delegating responsibility, ownership for key tasks. And goal setting can be delegated for capable and responsible employees, and expressing genuine confidence in employees' capabilities, enhancing capabilities through training, and asking for compliance, public and self-efficacy, task-specific confidence. Number 6, self-efficacy influences the difficulty level of the goals chosen of accepted commitment to goals, response to negative feedback or failure, and choice of task strategies. Yung mga taong may self-efficacy na nagsiset sila ng mas mataas na goal, kahit na mahirap, nagko-commit sila na sa na-assigned na task sa kanila para sa goal nila. And sa ganitong paraan, makakadiscover sila ng bago at successful na strategies. And number 7, goal setting is more effective when there's feedback, showing progress in relation to the goal. Feedback is important when it comes to checking or tracking the progress toward the goal. Mas nag-i-improve ang isang tao kapag may feedback itong natatanggap, negative man or positive yung feedback. Number 8, goal setting mitigates the effect of the knowledge on past performance on subsequent performance. Kapag ang isang individual ay nakakatanggap ng negative feedback o nakikriticize ang kanyang performance, typically, nagiging unhappy sila o nagda-doubt sila sa kakayahan nila. Pero yung mga taong nasusustain yung self-efficacy nila, ginagamitan nila ng strategy o motivasyon ang mga negative comment o criticism upang mas mag-improve pa sa mga mga susunod na performance. Kaya napakahalaga ng self-efficacy. As a first year college, sana nasusustain natin yung self-efficacy natin. Kapag may natatanggap tayong negative comment sa mga performance natin sa school, huwag tayong mag-doubt sa kakayahan natin. Bagkus gawin natin itong motibasyon para mag-improve pa. Number 9, goals affect the performance by affecting the direction of action, the degree of effect exerted, and the persistence of actions over time. Kapag alam mo kung saan papuntang direction ka, upang malaman mo kung saan ka dapat mag-focus, halimbawa, your goal is makapasok sa Dean's Listers o President's Listers. So, dapat yung action na gagawin mo o yung effort na ibibigay mo is sapat para maabot yung goal mo na iyon. So, by the end of this sem, madjudge yung effort mo na kapag pumasok ka sa pagka-Dean's Lister o President Lister, ibig sabihin, you perform well. May goal ka, kaya you perform well. Number 10, goal stimulate planning in general. Kapag hindi ka nag-set ng goal mo, dapat ginagawan mo ito ng plano. Dapat may checklist ka o action plan na sinasabi so that alam mo yung mga dapat mong tapusin na task within the day or a week. Halimbawa, goal mo magkaroon ng Latin Award. Dapat planuhin mo kung paano mo makakamit yung goal mo na yun. And gumawa ka agad ng action. Hindi pwedeng may goal ka lang pero hindi ka nagpaplano o yung action mo is hindi akma sa goal na gusto mo. Kailangan mag-set ka ng goal, then planuhin mo at gawin mo ito upang matupad ang goal mo. Dapat agad mo itong aksyonan o gumawa ka ng aksyon, hindi yung hindi ka nagpapakita ng aksyon, plano ka lang ng plano pero wala kang aksyon. Hindi mo makakamit yung goal na gusto mo, which is yung makagraduate with Latin honor. Number 11, for goals on complex tasks, people are less effective in discovering strategies. If they have no prior experience or training on the task, they are assigned pressure to perform well. And there is a high pressure. Kapag walang prior experience ang tao sa isang task, especially kapag ang task ay complex o malaki, mas konti ang strategy ang magagawa nila. Feedback is important dahil kapag napupuri ang isang tao ay masisipagin silang gawin ang isang task. 12. Goals with self-efficacy. Mediate or partially mediate the effects of several personality traits and incentive performance. Yung goal mo with self-effectiveness o self-efficacy, yun yung ibig sabihin ng self-efficacy, kung paano ka effective isang tao o yung sarili mo. Kapag may self-efficacy ka o self-effectiveness, mas nagkakaroon ng traits na nakakapag-improve sa work and nakakapagdagdag ng incentive. Ito yung benefits. Number 13, goal setting and goal-related mechanism can be trained and adapted in the absence of training for the purpose of self-regulation. Ito yung paraan kung paano ma-achieve yung goal kahit na walang training na gagawin o pag-aaral. Natututunan siya through experience dahil sa emotions na nafe-feel ng isang tao. Halimbawa, high yung goal. Siyempre, need siya ng high standard. Dahil doon, nape-pressure yung tao and na-affect yung feelings niya. Nakakapag-isip siya ng mga negative. So, gagawin niya, bababaan niya na lang yung goal niya para ma-satisfy niya yung sarili niya. Na-affect yung goal mechanism ng isang tao through feelings or emotions. Last research finding, number 14. Goal serve as standard of satisfaction. Nagbibase sa goal mo kung ano yung standard na kailangan. Kapag high goals o malawak na goals, mas need ng high standard. Kapag low goals, hindi gaanong kailangan ng mas mataas na standard. Kapag yung life goals mo, nagbibase yun kung ano yung gusto mo o ano yung goal mo. Dapat din yung goal mo is equal siya sa capabilities mo para ma-achieve yung goals mo. Para maging happy and productive ka bilang isang tao.
Ingredients to success. When we are talking about success, remember that there is no concept in this world that is called instant success. The thing is that success is earned. It is something that we work hard for. It does not cost only our time, but it takes everything we have just to become one. But on the other hand, we have different definition of success. For other people, success is being wealthy and ability to have everything they want. For some, it is just merely having peace and being happily contented to what they want, but with the condition of being comfortable. How to set goals effectively. The first one is recognize the need to set a goal. In this first step, it is necessary to identify first what is the main reason why you're going to do something. Is it for your own good? Will it benefit you and the people around you? These parts are very vital, and it will be clearer for you what is the sense of your action and what are you after. After answering and reassuring yourself with the answer to this question, you will be set and you will be ready for the next step. Set the goal that motivates you. It is better to say that it's the setting positive goals. It is important for us to be optimistic in all aspects of our lives, and we have to learn to always look on the bright side of everything. Stick with a goal that is motivating you to not just be good, but the best. It will help you align yourself with what you really want to happen, and it will be easy for you to make it possible to happen. Set your goal as smart as possible. This pertains to the SMART method. The word SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant, and time-bound. When it comes to specific things, you should be precise and straight with what you want. For example, you want to be rich. You should not just say that you want to be rich. You should say that you want to establish a business for your own. The key note here is that you should know how to yourself what you want. The next one is measurable. When we say measurable, it involves numbers or quantity. Make sure that your goal can be counted. For example, you want to earn money within a month. You should set a target amount of money being saved each day so that you will reach the certain amount that you want. The third one is achievable or attainable. This simply wants to imply to us that we must set a goal that is possible for us to have. Set a goal that you think to yourself is not possible for you to make it happen. The fourth one is relevant. This only wants to imply to us that we must set goals that has something to do with ourselves, something that can be important to us. The last one is the time bound, which in Tagalog means napapanahon. The first thing we have to identify here is if your goal is planned as long-term or short-term, to know whether it fits the time you have. This will help you know if your goal suits or work according to your time.
Number 4 is set goals in writing. Written goals are a reminder and provide the first step towards your action plan. Writing our goals is path to success. Ito yung magsisilbing map natin to achieve our goals para kahit maraming distraction, nare-remind tayo na sinulat nating goal kung ano ba yung gusto natin talaga. And kapag pagod na tayo, kapag nawawalan na tayo ng motivation, tignan lang natin yung mga naisulat natin na goal. A well throughout plan will give us direction and structure. Writing a goal must be clear and specific. Number 5 is make an action plan. In making action plan naman, dapat every goal na isinulat natin, mayroong step para hindi masyadong mabigat and kahirap kung paano abutin yung main goal natin. And dito rin makikita yung progress, every step na nagagawa natin. Pwede natin i-cross out to see kung ano na ba yung natatapos natin. Number 6 is stick with it. You must stick with your goal since you start doing it. Goal setting is an ongoing activity. That just means to an end. Hindi porket tapos mo na yung sinulat mong goal ay tapos ka na. Continuously pa rin dapat. We can create a motivational notes para everyday nare-remind tayo sa goal natin.
And that's end our reporting. If you have questions, comments, and clarifications, don't hesitate to message us. Thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something new today.